What a week it's been in sport with some exciting action all across the globe and some rush hour deals, as well as the summer transfer window was firmly shut on Thursday. Nigeria Super Eagles are edging closer to a sixth World Cup appearance in Russia with a dominant display against the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. The return leg is slated for Monday in Yaoundé, and what a tournament for the Nigerian ladies at the 2017 AfroBasket Championship in Mali. The Tigress won the entire championship without losing a single game. Hello and welcome along on Sports Week. I'm Mayowa Ajayi on the show.
To defend against Nigeria.
Was it Simon?
Super Eagles edge closer to sealing a place at the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia after trouncing African champions Cameroon in their first leg huddle in Uyo. The story of their thrilling triumph is captured on Top Story. Conquer Africa for the third time with a victory over Senegal. We'll tell you all about their magnificent run in Mali. That's on Top Action. The program is Sport Week. Well, the Nigerian Super Eagles are cruised past Cameroon's indomitable Lions to take firm control of Group B in the race to qualify for Russia 2018 World Cup. Despite the hype leading up to the match, it turned out to be a very comfortable victory for Nigeria against the reigning African champions. In the end, the goals were evenly shared among the Eagles forward, with Odion Ighalo, John Obi Mikel, Victor Moses and Kelechi Iheanacho all on target. Let's relive some of those moments for you on Top Story.
Two goals were conceded right there in that post in the first half of the very crunchy tie between Nigeria and Cameroon. Goals that sent the fans right here at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium into wild jubilation. No one saw it coming. The Super Eagles romping over their Cameroonian opponents, who are African champions, by 4 goals to nothing in a game that could well decide the fate of both countries in the race to qualify for the 2018 World Cup. Some are already saying that the inclusion of the veterans, John Mikel Obi or Odion Ighalo, Victor Moses, really played a vital part in the performance of the Super Eagles today. But of course, you can't take away the fact that other players all did play their beat. But one player which really did impress me as far as this game is concerned was the goalkeeper Ikechukwu Ezenwa, who looked so confident in goal, wearing the #1 shirt and looking good perhaps to stick the #1 jersey even when the big boys are in town.
I hope that my players will have the same mentality that I have, and that they will fight Monday till the last minute to beat Nigeria. We have a chance for the World Cup. we need to win the 3 games, and Nigeria have to lose them all 3. So I don't think that will happen.
We don't forget that it's not finished yet, because we have only 9 points. We need at least 11, I think. So let's take another 1 or 3-1 if it's possible in 3 days. I'm happy because we promised to our goalkeeper, Karl Ikpeme, to do it for him. And we did it for him. And we are also happy for the goalkeeper you could see tonight. We had already Can, who did very well already. And we didn't get a goal. That was also our objective, don't get a goal. And he made a wonderful game. Also, our captain brought the experience we missed in the last game here. Today we had 5 players who didn't play against South Africa. The team had more maturity.
We had a game plan. We watched a lot of videos, like the coach said, and we stuck to the plan of what the coach told us to do. And we executed it very well. So we knew coming into the game we have a very good chance of winning this game.
2 more goals were scored in the second half right here on the side of the pitch, and those goals certainly did condemn Cameroon to that very heavy defeat which they least expected. Coach of the team, Hugo Broos, is not sounding confident anymore as far as World Cup qualification is concerned. At the press conference, of course, he did say that his side have a very slim or no chance of qualifying for the World Cup. They trail the Eagles by 7 points, and so looking at the statistics, the Cameroonians may just be kissing the World Cup up very big goodbye. But the reverse fixture in Yaoundé, Cameroon, certainly is one the Cameroonians will be looking at, perhaps redeeming their pride, if not qualifying for the Mondial. But something will be at the back of their minds, not concede a goal, or perhaps not losing to the Nigerian team right in front of their home crowd.
Well, what a convincing performance indeed by the Super Eagles there. I've got our sports journalist, Shayo Owolabi, joining me on the program for this morning. Hello, Shayo. How are you doing?
Fantastic morning, Moyo.
It was supposed to be a difficult game for the Nigerian Super Eagles, but it was anything but a difficult one for them. What really changed for the Eagles against Cameroon on Friday? What's your verdict of the first leg?
It definitely comes down to the zeal of the players. I think everyone came to the party. Everyone knew what was at stake. And probably the psychology coming from the fans, and of course some of the ex-internationals talking about how Cameroon have been so much of a worry and a problem for the Super Eagles in time past. I think all that was what Mikel Obi and the lads took into this game, and everyone gave a good shift, and a fantastic victory it was at the end of the day.
Indeed, a fantastic victory for them. Okay, let's take a look at this now. What a difference a player can make. You can see him there, John Obi Mikel. He came back to the side with a very convincing display against the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. Yeah. 1 goal, 1 assist for this captain. What a difference he made.
1 goal, 1 assist, several interceptions, lots of leadership on the field. I did a tweet this morning. I said, why did it take him this long to worm his way into the hearts of so many Nigerian football fans? John Mikel Obi, I think, getting older, just like sweet wine, is giving a good shift, is giving a good performance. Yesterday was just like a cap for all that everyone has been expecting from him. More than ever, I think it's the start of new things. It's good to even have this experience now going into the World Cup, because this is almost done, and I think Monday will just be a good time to actually wrap up these qualifiers.
Indeed, I'm going to have to put you on hold for a moment, Shayo, because we've got our man Promise Efogi standing by for us out there in Uyo. Hello, Promise. I'm sure you haven't slept since that match on Friday.
Mayowa, thank you for having me on the show this morning. Yeah, it's been topsy-turvy, going to the stadium. The game finished quite late, at about 7 or thereabouts, finding our ways to the press center to get interviews done with the players and some of the coaches. And, of course, back to the team's hotel. It's been really hectic, I must tell you.
Okay, quite some exciting time, I should say, out there in Uyo. But what does this victory mean for the people of the city, especially after that disappointing loss against South Africa the last time out?
Well, Mayowa, if you've been following my report since I arrived here in Uyo, I did say that the fans here were not really optimistic because the Eagles lost 2-0 against South Africa right here in Uyo. In their presence, that loss really damned their confidence in the team. I spoke with a couple of fans before the game, a day or two before the game, and they were, I can say 80% of the fans here were pessimistic that the Eagles would be able to get a result against Cameroon, because they felt if the South African side, a less fancied team, could come here to beat Nigeria, how much more Cameroon, who are African champions. Of course, we've seen this Cameroonian team over time. We saw them at the Nations Cup, we saw them at the Confederation Cup in Russia, a very fantastic side. But of course, when they, like they commonly say, when two elephants get to battle, the ground gets to suffer. The Eagles showed class yesterday. I wouldn't want to say they were lucky. I guess the game plan deployed by Coach Gernot Rohr really worked, though the team started shaky the first 10 minutes of that game. But then the fans kept supporting, they kept pushing. I'll tell you something, Mayowa. I did say that the tickets were going for 1,000 for the regular side, 2,000 for the VIP. At a few minutes to the start of the game, the stadium was just about 10% filled. And so I guess some instruction from the governor, from some powerful corridors, told authorities at the stadium to throw the gates open. Come on. This is an important game for Nigeria. It is a World Cup qualifier. The Eagles surely would need the fans to support them. And the gates were thrown open and the fans rushed in and the stadium was filled to capacity. That really worked a lot because with the fans cheering 100%, the Eagles knew they just had to satisfy.
All right, Promise. Tell us, how did the Cameroonians take this defeat? How are they reacting to that defeat yesterday?
Well, they knew No politics was played. No off-the-pitch politics was played. The game started and ended on the pitch. They considered 1, 2, 3, 4 goals. No fault of anyone. They were certainly, they were not the underdogs, but they were the less superior side on the night. And after the game, I spoke with Coach Hugo Bruce, the coach of the Cameroonian side, and he said, as far as he's concerned, it's bye-bye to the World Cup. Let me quote him right now. He said, they've got 3 matches to play. If they will qualify for the World Cup, they have to win those matches. And that also means Nigeria will have to lose all 3 matches remaining. And he said, according to him, it's not possible. So for the Cameroonians, they have resolved to fate. But one thing that they are determined to do is to beat Nigeria in Yaoundé.
All right, so tell us, what was security like throughout that game in Uyo?
Well, security was intense. We had the men of the Nigerian police force. We had the men from the Nigerian army. We had men from the Nigerian civil defense, the DSS. Security was intense. But one thing which I must make mention here is that some of our security officials need to watch it. You know, when you get instructions from wherever corridor, you need to apply decorum when you applying such instructions. I tell you, Mayowa, the men of the DSS were randy yesterday. They were extremely randy, you know, taking laws into their hands and really malbehaving, preventing the men of the press who came into the stadium to do their jobs. Imagine the situation where someone like me was told not to go into the press center. For what? Why was I at the stadium in the first place? If I would be denied access into the press center. You know, the men of the DSS were randy yesterday, and that is one area that they really have to watch it. The security men, as far as protecting the players, as far as protecting the fans, they were on point. But they certainly were overreacting and overexercising powers that were given to them.
All right, next up, of course, is in Yaoundé, where the Super Eagles will be facing Cameroon again on Monday. You've been with the team since, and you'll be with them again in Cameroon. I understand you're leaving for Cameroon tomorrow. What objectives has Coach Gernot Rohr said for this second leg?
Well, Coach Gernot Rohr is sitting on the fence as far as this is concerned. It's not a home game. It's an away match. Don't forget the Cameroonians will have their crowd and their fans and supporters right behind them, regardless of the loss here in Uyo. The players just a couple of minutes ago had a light workout. They will be training much later this evening, and I understand they will be flying out of the country tomorrow, being Sunday, at about 11 a.m. precisely, to land Yaoundé in about 2 hours or so, and have just one training session in Yaoundé before the return leg in Cameroon. For Coach Gernot Rohr, he says picking a point in Yaoundé, he will be satisfied with that. Defeating Cameroon in Yaoundé may be a tall order. It's not impossible. It is very possible. But for Gernot Rohr, picking a point will be enough. A point in Yaoundé will take the Eagles to 10 points and 90% on their way to Russia.